What's up, everybody? I'm back, and we are continuing to go over what was being printed in the press at the time of Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey's arrest and at the time their trial was going on. Right now, we have moved up to the trial phase of the articles. This first article we are going over today is from February 22nd, 2007, and it is from the Madison Capital Times. The headline is, "Jury Hears Halbach's Voice on Answering Machine." After listening to 27 witnesses over a week and a half, jurors in the murder trial of Stephen Avery heard the victim's voice on Wednesday on a recording as she set up an appointment with another Avery family member on the day she disappeared. David Raymaker testified Wednesday that he searched the home of Brendan Dassey's mother on November 6, 2005. During that search, he found a digital answering machine. He said he listened to the messages, and the sixth one of 12 was from Teresa Halbach. "Hello, this is Teresa with Auto Trader Magazine. I'm the photographer and just giving you a call to let you know I can come out there today in the afternoon. It will probably be around 2 o'clock or even a little later. If you can please give me a call back and let me know if it will work for you, because I don't have your address or anything, so I can't stop by without getting a call back from you." A woman sitting with the Halbach family broke down in tears as she listened to the recording. Halbach's two brothers were stoic. During the opening statement, Special Prosecutor Ken Kratz told the jury of 8 men and 8 women that Avery lured Halbach to the home of Barbara, which is Brendan Dassey's mother, arranging for Teresa Halbach to come to his home. But defense lawyer Dean Strang said Avery used the name because his sister owned the vehicle. The operations supervisor at the magazine at the time testified last week that Halbach have gone to the Avery property 6 times from 2005 to Halloween to take pictures of cars, a trailer, and a sports utility vehicle. Raymaker said he determined that the call was placed at 11:43 a.m. on October 31st, 2005. After court, Ken Kratz said the message backs up his contention that Halbach was at the property around 2:30 p.m. and that Avery gave a different name when he called her. On cross-examination, Strang played 2 other calls placed on November 5th, the day Halbach's cousins found her vehicle in the salvage yard. In one, a deputy asked Raymaker if he is in custody, and Raymaker testified that he knew the deputy meant Stephen Avery. In the other one, the same deputies asked dispatch if they have Avery in custody. Strang has said previously that officials were so convinced Avery was the culprit that they had planted evidence and didn't focus on anyone else from the beginning. February 24th, 2007, and is also from the Madison Capital Times. This one states, DNA expert returns for another Avery case. In an extraordinary twist of fate, the DNA expert who helped exonerate Stephen Avery of rape in 2003 testified Friday that she analyzed DNA evidence that allegedly links him to the murder of Teresa Halbach. A forensic scientist in the DNA section at the state crime lab testified Friday that she did the testing that freed Avery in 2003. She said she used the pubic hair from the 1985 rape to develop a DNA profile of the suspect, and it matched to someone already in the FBI's database of offenders. The DNA profile did not match Avery. She testified that in the current case she used one of Halbach's pap smears to determine Teresa Halbach's DNA profile, and it matched with some blood found in her sports utility vehicle, which was discovered by Teresa Halbach's cousins on the Avery family salvage lot. She also matched it to blood found in the rear cargo area of her vehicle, the cargo door, a metal frame, and to saliva from a soda can. That is what she said. Special Prosecutor Norm Gahn showed a photo of a piece of charred bone, which Coolan said belonged to Halbach. She testified that Teresa Halbach's DNA was found on a bullet fragment found in Stephen Avery's garage. She also stated she found Stephen Avery's DNA on 10 spots, such as the latch on the hood of Halbach's vehicle. Do you have an opinion to a reasonable degree of scientific certainty whether the DNA profile you developed from the swab of the hood latch from Teresa Halbach's RAV4 is Stephen Avery's, if that is the source of the profile? Gann asked. Yes, Coolhan said. She also said Stephen Avery's DNA also was found in bloodstains on the driver's seat and the other areas of Teresa Halbach's car, and her ignition key, which investigators discovered in his bedroom. They found the key in his bedroom, but no blood because, according to Brendan Dassey's statement, she was murdered in the bedroom, stabbed there, haircut. So he was dumb enough to bring the key back or leave the key there, but clever enough to clean up every single speck of blood and hair and sweat and everything so that there was no trace of Teresa Halbach ever in the trailer. Sounds reasonable to me. Coolan also testified investigators sent them 345 items for analysis, one of the largest amounts they've ever received. That includes 180 items for DNA analysis. After court, Gann said he didn't know if Coolan was picked to be the analysis because of her connection with Avery. I think that helps her credibility, he said. But defense attorney Jerome Buting said Coolan also worked on the 1985 case against Avery and helped put Avery in prison. He said she linked a hair found either on the defendant or victim's shirt to Avery in the face of having 16 alibi witnesses. Her bias or lack of bias, either way, is in play. Earlier in the day, Halbach's 15-year-old sister gave testimony, possibly linking the photographer's jeans to a rivet found in Stephen Avery's burn pit. Katie Halbach said her sister showed her some Daisy jeans after she bought them. Katie teased her, "One day she showed me a new pair of jeans she had and I noticed the brand was Daisy and I knew that Daisy was an older person, so I told Teresa that she had old person jeans." The day before, Kevin Heimerl, a special agent with the Wisconsin Department of Justice Division of Criminal Investigation, testified that he helped sort through the ashes, dirt, and other items found in a burn pit near Stephen Avery's garage and other burn pits on the property. Among other metal items, he found a rivet from a pair of jeans with the brand model Daisy engraved on them, he said. The next article we are going over is from February 28th from the Madison, Wisconsin State Journal. The headline is "Calls Made from Avery's Phone to Teresa Halbach. Prosecutors say the accuser lured the photographer to the family salvage yard. 3 calls from a cell phone in Stephen Avery's name were made to a freelance photographer within about 2 hours on the day she was last seen alive. A wireless telephone company technician told jurors at Avery's murder trial on Tuesday. The calls were made from Avery's phone to Teresa Halbach's the afternoon of October 31st. The first 2 calls lasting only 7 seconds, and the other apparently hung up before it was answered. They were placed around 2:30 p.m. using the block feature. The third call was placed about 2 hours later. That morning, Stephen Avery's phone was also used for a nearly 3-minute call to Auto Trader magazine, where Halbach worked as a freelance photographer. Prosecutors are trying to convince a jury that Stephen Avery lured Halbach to the family salvage yard by booking an appointment with the magazine using the name of his sister to take a picture of a minivan that she wanted to sell. So I already said earlier that Teresa Halbach had already called the number to go to the Avery salvage yard. The magazine, she had been there a number of times previously. So even if Stephen Avery did block his number, it would serve no purpose, because once she got on the phone with him, she could have just said, "Nah, I'm not coming there," because she's going to realize, if she had problems in the past, allegedly, if she did, she wouldn't have went there once she picked up the phone and realized it was Stephen Avery. It doesn't matter if Stephen Avery blocked his number or not. If she did answer and picked up, he would have been like, "Yeah, you're coming to wherever this is, Avery salvage lot," and she would have been like, "Oh, I've been there before. I don't like these people. I'm not going back," because she had been there before. So the blocking of the number is really irrelevant. At worst case, it just would have got Teresa Halbach to pick up the phone. And once she picked up the phone, she would have realized where she was going and been like, "Nah, I'm not going there." It wouldn't be like, "Oh, I'm going to this mysterious place I've never been before," because it was stated that she had been there previous times before. Jurors have already heard a telephone message that Halbach left on Brendan Dassey's mother's telephone answering machine that said she would be at the family salvage yard around 2 o'clock. So she already knew she was going to be there around 2. And it states that Stephen Avery, at least one of them, the calls were used at 2:30 p.m. using a blocked number. It just doesn't make sense to me. Halbach's phone records show she got 1 call from Auto Trader on Halloween morning and a second call at about 2:27 p.m. The second call lasted 5 minutes, suggesting she was alive then. Halbach's phone records show she got a call from Avery at 4:35 p.m. that lasted 13 seconds, but she couldn't tell if it was answered or went to voicemail. In other testimony on Tuesday, Avery's nephew, Blaine Dassey, who's 18, and Scott Tadak told the jury they saw Avery standing by a large bonfire behind his garage the night Halbach disappeared. The flames at about 8:45 p.m. were almost as tall as the garage. 10 feet tall, maybe, Tadak said. A 10 feet tall fire, let's go. But neither witnesses talked to Avery or saw what was being burned. Dassey, who was 18, that's Blaine Dassey, testified that he and Brendan got off the school bus at home at 3:40 p.m. that day. The brothers, their mother, and stepfather lived next door to the Avery salvage yard. Blaine said he played video games before leaving at about 5 p.m. to go trick-or-treating, and when he returned about at 11 p.m., he saw the bonfire. He said he went home to bed without talking to his uncle and couldn't remember whether Brendan was at home in bed too. He went trick-or-treating at 18 years old. I don't know, maybe that's a common thing in Wisconsin. I have no idea. There's not many 18-year-olds that go trick-or-treating where I'm from. But those are the articles we are going to go over today. I think it's a little strange that he would block his number even though she already knew she was going to take the pictures. And even, like I said, even if he was blocking his number to hide who he was, as soon as she found out where she was going, he hadn't given an address. It would have been like, nah, I'm not going there. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know what you think. Leave some comments below. I hope you're having a good day, and I will see you again soon.